We all either love or love to hate scrolling through social media, but as we know, things you read in posts might not be true.
Here's Denver 7's Jason Grenauer with more on how to distinguish fact from fiction.
Before we begin, we're going to start a 1-minute countdown. We'll explain why in a minute. As the town of Edinboro, Indiana, population 5,000, prepares to celebrate its bicentennial, a team works together to document recent history, interview folks in town, and compile facts and historical tidbits for daily social media posts.
We're looking at, the last 200 years in print media, where, photos were not photoshopped, and we have an accurate, depiction and story of what was going on at that time. And so that's what we're relying on.
Which made her think, what will future generations find when looking back on today's media?
Now, with so much information, so much news just being shared on social media, it's going to be really interesting for our future historians, honestly, to be able to sift through all of that and find out the first source and what really happened.
Interesting and nearly impossible. Forget a look back at 200 years of happenings. Let's just look at a single minute of social media interactions in the world today. According to the data company Domo, in that 1 minute, 575,000 tweets posted to Twitter. Users watched 167 million TikTok videos, 5.7 million Google searches, 694 hours of video watched on YouTube, and customers spent $283,000 on Amazon.
We are all hardwired to engage with the world using kind of mental shortcuts.
Peter Adams is the Senior VP of Education for the News Literacy Project. The nonprofit is dedicated to helping educators and the general public sort through that avalanche of information and separate fact from fiction.
Hard to recognize what we're looking at. It's hard to understand who the people are on the other side of that information.
Adams says we are programmed to graze online. It's part of who we now are. But in doing that, we too often let the news find us rather than seeking out multiple sources and in place of critical thinking.
The biggest kind of way that bad actors get around our rational minds and our critical thinking is to inflame strong emotions.
If you start to feel those strong emotions from something you see in the media world,
slow down, pause, engage kind of your deeper critical thinking skills.
Things that are highly controversial can be easily manipulated. Being a good steward of what you share online or with family and friends not only helps stop the flood of misinformation, but it increases your credibility for the cause you believe in.
Misinformation is exploitative, right? It doesn't help your politics, even if it seems to reinforce something that you believe or something that's important to you.
We can find what's happened in the last 200 years, but sorting through what happened in 1 minute now requires a lot of extra attention. I'm Jason Grenauer, Denver 7.